Hey there, planners. It's the second week of January and I'm in a bit of planner chaos. I thought I would share that with you and hopefully talk my way out of it. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. So it happens. Sometimes we plot out and plan out what we think is going to be the right tools for us at the end of the year. And very quickly in the beginning of the year, we realize those aren't quite the right tools. That's what's happening to me. I'm going to talk about it today. I started out the year in this lovely little Stalogy, which I also used for a good portion of last year. And I love this thing. It is the perfect size. It's cute. It's very functional for me. I like having my notes in it. I like being able to throw it in my purse. I like being able to just turn the page and do whatever in it. And that worked for about 1 week in January. And you can tell I haven't used hardly any of the pages. I have been jotting down some notes of other things since then, but I have not been drawn to this for daily planning, and I think the reason why is because of my health planner. So I set up this little Hobonichi Weeks as a health planner for 2025, and I talked about in the setup of this, which I'll have linked down below, how I had actually never successfully used the Hobonichi Weeks. I wanted to love this planner, but it's been sort of the bane of my existence because as cute and as adorable as it is, I've never been able to successfully use a Hobonichi Weeks for any amount of time. I would set them up, get them all ready, use them for a day, and then not be drawn to it anymore. For whatever reason, that is not the case in 2025. In 2025, I am absolutely loving this planner. I am having so much fun in the Hobonichi Weeks. And based on the fun that I was having in this Hobonichi Weeks and how functional it was and just the size being perfect, everything being perfect about this planner, I was finding this just not as functional, not as fun, not being drawn to this as much. I really wanted to use this format, this style. Okay, I am not going to flip through this health planner today. In this video, I'm going to do this in a separate video because I do want to share the types of things I have in here, what I've been testing out and using, what it's like, how it's changing and morphing. I don't feel like I'm quite 100% settled into a rhythm here, but I am having a lot of fun figuring things out for health planning and health journaling. So I will put this aside and we will talk about that another day. So because I wasn't being drawn to this little guy and not enjoying using it as much as I had in 2024, I went looking in my stash for something else because the last thing I wanted to do was to buy something right now. I feel like if I bought anything, it would be an impulse buy, and how do I know this is going to last? What if I want to come back to this? I was really enjoying the Hobonichi Weeks, and I very much considered buying another one, but I just thought, no, I'm going to look through my stash and see what I have, and lo and behold, I had something. So this little guy is a week's size, undated weekly diary by a shop called Sweet Freckled Designs. That's what it was called at the time I purchased this. It's now called Soft Paper Co. or Soft Paper Designs, whichever one. I'll have it linked down in the description box below with a link to the shop so you can go check it out. The shop's actually had several name changes, but it's a really cute shop. And I purchased this at the end of 2023, thinking that I might use it in 2024. I ended up never using it, but I had it sitting on my shelf. It is in a clear cover that I got from Amazon. This is a little bit thicker, a little bit wider, just slightly larger dimensions than the regular Hobonichi Weeks. So Hobonichi Weeks covers won't really fit. I think you could probably make it fit if you pulled out the hairdryer or the space heater and sort of stretched it. But this from Amazon, this cover works really well on the the weekly diary from Soft Paper Co. or Sweet Freckle Design. So it's undated. So it sat on my shelf for a year without being touched. I don't even know why. I think I just bought it thinking I was placing an order with the shop anyway, and I thought, let me check it out. I mean, I am a planner YouTube channel, so sometimes I like to check things out. But I just never used it. I never picked it up. So I had this sitting on the shelf, and I thought, now might be its time. So I spent some time, a weekend, just sort of setting it up to play around with in the last week, in addition to keeping this up to date, because I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen here. I'm just not feeling it right now. Okay, so I've got it stuck in this Moterm case. I don't really like it in here, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, but it's working right now. So let's talk about this little guy. I moved over some of this looks very similar to the way I had this set up. Pretty much all of these items were in here to begin with in my A6. I just kind of moved them over. And this planner goes right into, I believe this was like an extra monthly page. I actually just covered it up with a sticker with my word of the year, my verse of the year, and then I put this little slice of life year at a glance sticker from Coffee Monster Co. for 2025. And then I went into setting up my monthlies, and let me zoom you in. As I began to set up my monthlies, I was using leftovers from the Hobonichi Weeks kits and Hobonichi Cousin kits from Coffee Monster Co. for 2025. These are all leftover bits and pieces, along with some other like day of the week stickers, things like that. These holidays are from Virgo and paper. These are all just bits and leftovers. I really started to love it. Now it is undated, so you can see I've written in the dates, but I really, really love this monthly view. This monthly view is just really the aesthetic that I love right now. And also, and this might have been part of the reason why I'm not feeling very comfortable in here. This is a bullet journal, so it only has set up what I have taken the time to set up. And typically I do not set up more than 1 month at a time, which means while I have some future logs, I've got future log space in here, not being able to see the month laid out like this, where I can actually put in dates and events. This was not working for me. This is what I was looking for. And the minute I started to set this up and plug things in, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I've been looking for. So I have had so much fun setting these up. The paper is Tomoe River paper. From the end of 2023. I don't know what version it is. All I can tell you is my pens work great on it. I can't speak for if there are newer versions. This is over a year old when I purchased this, so I can't speak to the newer versions of the paper, but this paper works really great, and I just love it. I love the way it looks. It's so pretty. Anyway, so that's monthlies. I went ahead and set up all the monthlies. I have these little teeny tiny tabs. I will have them linked down below. I got them from Amazon. I think they're Midori teeny tiny tabs. So cute. I love the way they look, just to be able to quickly flip to the different months. So those are my monthly setups. And then it goes right into weeks. And so I went ahead and set up the week, and I'm definitely still playing around with the layout here. But I don't know why this shape, this horizontal layout, I've never used a horizontal layout effectively. And I think that's been my stumbling block in the past with Hobonichi Weeks, is this horizontal layout. I've never known what to do with it. All of a sudden, I'm like, it's the greatest thing ever. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if this is some sort of indication of how 2025 is going to be. I have no idea. So I might have some of this blurred out because, you don't have to know everything, but hopefully you'll be able to see enough to get the idea. I am using Hobonichi Weeks sticker kits that I purchased off Etsy. They're printable sticker kits, so you can, I can print them as many times as I want to. I can change the size a little bit, which is great because this is, if you think about the traditional Hobonichi weeks, the layout is very different. It's got this section, and then it's got these words down here at the bottom. So you've got a lot more room in here than you do in here because you don't have the quotes and the words and the little mini calendar down at the bottom. Now I am filling up some of that space with a sticker, but so resizing the sticker kits was important to be able to get this to fit here. I will have links down below to where I got the sticker kits from. One of the shops was going out of business, so they were having like an insane sale. I don't know if that shop is still going to be open. If it is, I'll leave it linked down below. So yeah, this is the weekly setup. The way I used this, I put the weather in the little sticker boxes, and then I just made notes about to-dos that I needed to do that day. And then little notes, very bullet journal, rapid logging style, like a bullet point for something that happened, a checkbox for something I need to do, a little dash for a note, like just, things like that. On this side, I tried a little bit of tracking, and I'm playing around with tracking right now because I'm trying to figure out what do I want to track in this planner. How is this planner going to be wholly different than my health planner? I don't want to duplicate. So, I'm trying out different tracking things here. I've got drew in a little monthly calendar because I do like to see that. I've got, meal plan here, some to-dos. Yeah. So I'm just really playing around with it. And then I went ahead and set up the next couple weeks. They're blank. Here's a blank one. I kind of put my meals here, to-dos here. I've got a sticky note here just to capture any notes before the week starts. Yeah, so I am absolutely loving this. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm really, really enjoying this layout. I would have never, ever guessed that this would have happened. All right, let me get back to the notes section. So just to show you what the blank week looks like, it's very much like a week's, except you just don't have the stuff at the bottom. Okay, now let's get to the notes section because I'm happy about the way I've set things up back here too. Of course, I've put my reoccurring task. You guys know, if you've spent any time on this channel, that I really can't live without my reoccurring task list. I have whole videos where I talk all about this, what it is and how I use it. I'll have some of those listed down below. I have a contact page next, which is just a list of important contacts with addresses, things like that. I've got a wish list, a gift list. I'm really trying to use the wish list to not impulse buy, but actually write things down. Okay, then I've got a whole section, and I've got it clipped together because I've got 12 months worth of calendars that I drew in for meals. I like to have meals at a monthly view, and this is the way I have laid this out. I'm plugging in the meals, but you can see, again, all of these decor is like leftover stickers, leftover sticker kits, just the bits and pieces that I had left from actually 2024 Coffee Monster Co. monthly setup. I had bits and pieces left, so I used those. But I've got my meals, which is important to me. I like to have those, so I'm keeping them clipped because I only need to see the current month that we're on, so I'm just keeping it clipped like this. Then I've got Planning Annie plans by quarter, so I've got 4 quarters laid out here with stickers for the calendars, and then I will just write in videos. I'll have some of this blurred out, of course, because I don't want you guys to see what I'm planning to deliver ahead of time. It will be a surprise. And then I have some financial tracking. I'm trying to track spend. So this is one of my goals for 2025 is to track my spending. I've got a place for every month to track the date, the items, the cost, a total spend, and total income down here at the bottom. I really want to see this, so I have one of these, again, using leftover sticker kits set up for every month, and I've done a pretty good job so far of tracking my spend, what I'm spending. And I'm not tracking everything here. What I'm tracking is spend that I didn't have to make. So if it's already budgeted, like gas, groceries, bills, things like that, I'm not tracking that here. This is really just my personal spending that I didn't have to spend. It wasn't budgeted. It was my extra stuff. So I'm trying to focus on that this year. I've got a whole section for that. I have my master grocery list, which I am so tired of writing this thing out. I have written this thing out in 3 planners now. I am over writing the master grocery list. Hopefully this is the last time. And then books to read, books read. I'm trying to keep a log of the books that I read, when I start them, when I finish them, what format they are, and a little sticky note here to keep a running list of what I want to read. I've got movie night. My family, we love to do a movie night. So this is a movie night tracker because we do try to take turns with who gets to pick the movie, and then a little ratings, so we can see who picks the best movies. I'm hoping to be that winner. And then I've got more notes pages. I went ahead and numbered them. There are 185 total notes pages. I have used 44 so far, 44. So I feel like this is going to be a pretty good amount of notes pages for me, considering how I'm using these note pages, that I'm really only using them for reference items and sort of trackers, things like that. I have continued to use this Stalogy, even though I'm not planning in it. I've continued to use it for notes. When certain goals that I have, I'm having to write out some notes and keep, like sort of educate myself on some things, investigate some things, look at different options for things and consider the pros and cons. So I'm continuing to use this sort of like a commonplace book because I do love the Stalogy, and I love the Stalogy paper, and I love the A6 size, and it's cute. So I want to keep using it. But right now, I am really loving being in this little weekly diary, Hobonichi Weeks-esque type planner. This is really meeting my need. I've only been in it for a week. It seems to be working. I'm going to keep going with it. I'm glad that I didn't have to buy another one, that I already had this one. It would be great if I could be in here all year. Really interesting shift. I did not see this coming at all. Not at all. I wouldn't ever have guessed if you said to me at the beginning or middle of December, hey, you are going to hop to a new planner 2 weeks into January. What do you think that planner is going to be? I would never have said anything along the lines of Hobonichi Weeks, because again, I have never successfully used a Hobonichi Weeks for any amount of time. So it's really wild. I just wanted to bring you along to my planner drama. Sometimes that happens at the beginning of the year. It takes us a minute to get settled, to figure out what season we're in and what tools are going to help us in the season we're in. Are you guys experiencing that? Are you having any planner drama? Or are you having some shuffles as you figure out what's going to work for you this year? I would love to hear about that down in the comments below. Let me know if you'd like to continue to see updates on how this is going, and I will be happy to share those. So if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this, and as always, thanks for planning with me.